This is an instructional video showing some of the main features and functionality of the AGR Inventory Optimiser. The system is developed using the latest Microsoft .NET framework and recommended Microsoft patents according to a three-tier architecture of a SQL server, a server application, and a thin client. The client communicates with the server application through web services. Any supply chain setup is implementable. A warehouse can order from suppliers or other warehouses. Stores can then order from the warehouses or local suppliers. The navigational tree is presented on the left. Items can be viewed by supplier, product group, purchaser, or location. User management defines the view that each user has into the system. In this example, the user is ordering for a distribution center directly from suppliers. Clicking on a supplier will present all items available from that supplier. We can take a closer look at a particular item by opening the Item Master. It shows graphically all the data that the system is using to calculate the forecast and subsequent order proposal. The graph is divided by a dotted green line. The left part of the graph represents the past and the right part the future. On the bottom half of the screen, the green bars represent the sales history and the black bars the forecast. The top half of the chart shows historical and projected inventory levels, whereas the red bars show outstanding orders. The system applies dozens of statistical forecasting methods to the sales history and automatically selects the best fitting method to create the forecast. The forecasting engine is designed to catch all possible trends, including slow and fast movers, seasonal trends, or items increasing or decreasing in sales. This means that users do not need advanced statistical knowledge, as the system handles the forecasting part automatically. Most users prefer the graphical view, as it gives an instant overview of the most important information, but all data is also available statistically. A popular feature within the Item Master is the stock visibility feature. Here we can view stock distribution between locations, presented as units or as the amount of days lasting. This example shows a comparison of two items with different sales history, presented as the green columns. The forecasting engine does not find any trend for item 1 and therefore selects to use an average method to create the forecast. Item 2 has a relatively stable sales history, which is reflected in the forecast, which is the same for both items, around 200. One of the reasons for the system's success is the user's ability to control the service levels for each item down to each location. In this example, we will apply a 95% confidence factor to this forecast. The system will calculate how much safety stock is required, represented as the grey bars. Here, the variance in sales and predictability is taken into account when applying the safety stock. Item 1 gets a higher safety stock than item 2, as it has a more predictable sales history. As previously stated, the system applies dozens of statistical forecasting methods to the sales history in order to create the best fitting demand pattern for each item at each location. Here is an example of a highly seasonal product with annual sales peaks, as can be seen when we increase the historical and forecasting horizon. The system catches the trend and applies the safety stock to optimize the ordering cycle. Sometimes history will not repeat itself. Here we have an item with a relatively stable sales history, but last July the item exhibits a one-time only sales peak, resulting in a corresponding forecast peak the year after. To amend this, the system offers sales adjustments. The user can simply drag down the sales peak and see how the forecast is altered. The system will create an adjusted sales point while still remembering the initial sales. This is presented more clearly in the data view, where we can see the actual sales and adjusted sales, which is the number the forecasting engine uses to create the forecast. When dealing with multiple locations and thousands of SKUs, we recommend users to schedule automatic purchase proposals for predefined periods in order to minimize workload and manual input. Schedules can be created from different criteria, such as by location, product group, responsible purchaser, or directly from suppliers. Users initially split up their items by creating groups and defining which items and locations should be included. Automatic ordering schedules are then defined for each group and purchasing proposals created accordingly. Proposals can be scheduled any which way the user prefers, for example, on weekly basis every other Monday or Wednesday, or on monthly basis, excluding July and August. When saved, the system will automatically create a purchasing proposal based on the defined criteria and have it ready when the purchaser arrives to work. After the groups and schedules have been defined, automatic purchase proposals are created for reviewing. The order headers are presented on the top part of the screen, and the order lines related to each order header are shown below. When reviewing individual order lines, the user interface is set to show all required information on one screen. This includes both the graphical view and information such as current stock levels, placed orders, and total order value. Upon selecting different order lines, the view is instantly updated. If the user has additional knowledge regarding this specific item, the order amount can easily be amended manually. When the user is happy with the proposal, he or she simply confirms the order, and it is sent back to the ERP system and handled in the same way as before the implementation of Inventory Optimiser. The order proposal can be constrained in multiple ways to further ensure optimal ordering. Orders can be constrained on mass, volume, pallets, price, and days lasting. In this way, container space can be utilized to ensure similar shelf life or by filling orders to a certain minimum price or a number of days lasting for seasonal products. Ultimately, the remaining space can be filled up with the cheapest or lightest items. When managing thousands of items, it is important to highlight the items that need special attention. The Manage by Exception, or MBE module, enables users to define these items and flag them together in dynamic reports and apply appropriate actions. The module has an open design, enabling users to easily create their own reports on top of the standard reports available. The user can then be alerted by email about new items fitting the specific criteria. An example of some of the reports that can be created are items in risk of stockout, late deliveries, items with high forecasting errors, slow movers, overstocked items, and many more. Examples of problematic items that can be highlighted through the Manage by Exception module are new items. After flagging these items, they can be connected to older items copying their sales history. A percentage lift can then be applied to further adjust the connection. If the two items are coexisting for some period in time, the system can add up the total sales for both items while the older item is being replaced by the new one. The AGR Planner allows users to influence the forecast with future known events. In this way, demand plans and promotional activities can be managed and integrated into the replenishment cycle. The item base can be filtered down on product group level, by location or specific customer, in order to define the item pool that will be influenced by the plan. Adjustments and changes can be made on any level of the plan and are instantly aggregated up and consolidated down the structure in order to present one visible plan. Here we will amend the plan on item level and create a promotion for a 3-month period. When activating the plan, all changes are automatically transferred into the replenishment cycle and can be viewed in the item master. The execution of the plan is therefore ensured, and all events are taken into consideration when order proposals are created. For more information, please visit agrinventory.com.